GuideOne Insurance withdrew from the California admitted insurance market effective January 1st of 2025. They're also non-renewing all their earthquake insurance policyholders effective February 1st of 2025. So if your policy is renewing after February 1st of 2025, you're going to get a non-renewal notice from GuideOne Insurance Company saying that we're exiting the earthquake insurance market to go look for another earthquake insurance provider. Now, that notice may come from Catalytic Risk, which is the general insurance agency that was providing the application processing, the billing for GuideOne Insurance in California for their residential admitted earthquake insurance product. Now, this video is about why this happened. Could this happen to another earthquake insurance provider that you get? And what you could do about it ultimately if that does happen. Okay. Now, to understand why this happened, it's important we take a look at the background of GuideOne Insurance to see how they came about into the earthquake insurance market in California. First, GuideOne Insurance provides insurance for churches and nonprofits in the Midwest. They're very successful in that space, and they decided to enter the earthquake insurance market in California towards the end of 2020. Okay, when things looked very good in that market, in the insurance market in general. They had their rate filing in California, and they based their rates. They didn't do any actual work. What they did is they took the rates of another successful earthquake insurance provider called Palomar Specialty Insurance Company, and they discounted those rates by 20%. So effectively, they were 20% more competitive with their rates than Palomar was. And their justification for that rate filing was that they're able to operate more efficiently and have lower expenses than Palomar. And because they're a much bigger company and they're so successful with churches and nonprofits, GuideOne is, that they'll be able to sustain the claims should those happen in a major earthquake. And sure enough, they had a flood of business coming in. So in 21 and 22, rates are low. They're 20% lower than Palomar, lower than the other earthquake insurance providers also. And a lot of businesses coming in. Most people want to save money, so you can't really blame them. People are just flooding to this. It's a good brand. A lot of businesses coming in. And in 2022 and 23, we saw some areas of concern emerging, and they started holding back business in certain zip codes, blocking zip codes on new business because they were being saturated with business in those areas that were very risky, and they're taking in less premium, and things are becoming worrisome. Okay. In 22, end of 22 and 23, we had inflation and a reinsurance crisis. The rising rates of reinsurance was really a big problem that hit a lot of insurance companies in general. We saw a big company like State Farm in the homeowners market. They started non-renewing. They had a lot of claims, the fire losses, and of course the reinsurance had an effect on it. A lot of commercial insurance companies were leaving, and this affected GuideOne earthquake insurance. And the notice that they put out there for them leaving the state in 2024, end of 2024, they put that statement out there that they're leaving because the rising cost of reinsurance. That's the official memo they put out. Okay, so what could this happen to another company that you get? Of course, we just mentioned State Farm. If something happened like that to State Farm where they stopped writing business in California for new homeowners market, it can happen to another company. It can happen to any company. But what can you do about it? Okay. Well, what we recommend is not to work with the companies directly. I mean, you could do the shopping and look around yourself, and some companies offer direct to consumer where you can purchase the product right online. Makes it easy. You buy the policy, you click and buy. But a lot of times the coverages that you get, you may not fully understand what you're getting. There are details to the coverages, nuances that are not written on the declaration page. And if you have an independent agent to assist you with this, to give you some background information, it'll save you a lot of time and effort into reading the policy specimen yourself, okay, which we still recommend you do, but at least you'll get pointed in the right direction by the independent agent for you to look at the company that's going to be best fit for your needs, what's special to you, what's important to you protecting your home from an earthquake. Okay, so we recommend you to look for an independent agent to help you, to present you with different products. Okay, and should one be non-renewed, you have your agent that you hold accountable for to provide you with a new policy, a new program that'll be best for you and your home. Okay, so you can, and we recommend you look for an agent that specializes in earthquake insurance. Just like if you were to get another product, you'd want an agent that specializes in that, because most agents don't know much about earthquake insurance. They write maybe one policy a month, if that. Okay, there are specialists in the earthquake insurance market that you could go to who will give you the answers that you need, that's important to you, and for you to make a good decision on which company to choose or choose from. Okay, and to go to a specialist for that would be your best bet. Of course, we want you to go to us for that, as your earthquake insurance specialist. But there are others out there that you could definitely take a look and to serve you. And so, if you want to learn more about earthquake insurance, go to earthquakeagent.com or give us a call today.